Yaga, kindred spirits. It really doesn't matter what you've done in the past. What they're telling you is a lie. Whatever criminal activity, whatever associations you've been in, like I was pointing out on one of my earlier videos, I would much rather take the advice from someone who has lived through something and have come out the other side. They have graduated, they've had an awakening. I would rather someone on death row with tattoos on his face who has actually been in situations where it was life or death and had to make a decision, rather than someone whom has not had any experiences yet know the Bible inside and out. I would rather someone who has lived heaven and hell on earth by a way of self actualization, by way of self-reflection, by way of spiritual maturity, by way of dark night of the soul, by way of divine intervention. This video is about you, kindred spirit. It doesn't matter what they say you have done. Now, I just finished watching a program about Chris Watts. Chris Watts murdered his pregnant wife, and she was going to have a son, and they named him Nico before he was born. He had 2 daughters, very young. I think they were like around 4 years old, 5 years old. One was named Bella, one was named Celeste. Now, this man killed his entire family. He's a family annihilator to maintain his egoic new life, which he was having with a new mistress. Now, he's now in prison in America, I believe somewhere called Dodge. And what do you think this man receives on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis? I'll tell you what he receives. This family annihilator receives hundreds, he receives thousands of letters from women from all over different states in the US, from all over the world. I actually read a letter from a lady from Australia. They send him love letters. They send him naked pictures. They send him requests, as in, is it okay to send you money? Is it okay to write you a love letter? Is it okay to write you a fictional, sexual, adult letter? That's what he gets. Now let's compare this to a normal average man. In the modern time, 2026, modern man are postmen. Modern man works in construction, blue collar workers, plumbers, electricians, people who lay down the road, people who maintain the infrastructure, the running of the city. We're talking about people who maintain, install the internet, fiber, people who upgrade the sewage system, who work for water companies, people who maintain the roads, highway maintenance, laying down new sections of roads after upgrades to junctions, after upgrades to traffic systems, civil engineers, stonemasons. You have people upgrading the CCTV network across the country. They say for safety purposes, sometimes that is the case. Traffic lights, putting up signs for road users, for pedestrians, for cyclists. Do you know what these people receive on a daily basis? What they receive on a weekly basis? What they receive on a monthly basis? Zero. Most of these men, which they now call, they have a term, they call it average men. They are invisible. They go into something, they call them incels. They have no love interest. They have no attraction to a lot of these women in this modern time. They are what some may call as invisible. Just start running for no reason. That's what happens when you walk past someone who has the oil. Something inside their body freaks out. Anyway, a family annihilator, someone who has killed his wife, pregnant wife, murdered 2 small children, who is the bottom of the hierarchy in the prison system. So in prisons you have a hierarchy, it's like a mini society. You have the gang leaders are usually at the top. Then you have people who are powerful, different types of powerful leaders who may be religious leaders. There may be people who have connections to the staff, may have connections to the warden, and then it goes down. You have like child killers and rapists and things like this. Family annihilators are somewhere at the bottom of the food chain. Yeah, the man who is the bottom of the food chain receives money for free on his books. A man who is the bottom of the food chain receives women's underwear in the post. The man in the bottom of the food chain receives hundreds of letters, maybe even thousands of women from all over the world telling him how he looks, asking him for pictures of himself, sending him pictures of themselves, sending him introductions. Now, why this is important? I'll tell you why. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past. It doesn't matter what you do in the present. It doesn't matter what you may do in the future. It all doesn't matter. What matters is who you serve. That's what matters. An evil person in this reality receives more favor than someone who is law-abiding, someone who is hard-working, someone who follows a religion, follows Most High, believes in righteousness. So that can tell you that whatever they say you have done is the reason why they're treating you, why they treat you, is actually a lie. These people that are attacking you, these people that are stalking you, these people that are working against you behind the scenes, these people who are following you everywhere, breaking into your devices, these people, none of them are writing to the governor about these men who kill women, these men who rape children, these celebrities on Epstein Islands, these people who control the world, these narcopaths. None of them are protesting for these men to be make sure they finish their sentences. In fact, it's the opposite. They're actually sending letters. They are sending pictures. They're sending money to these characters. I want to just walk past this place because it's quite busy. 1 second. So there is no need to hold on to what happened even during the final discard. A lot of us behaved in a certain way which we're not particularly proud of, but we need to really know that it really doesn't matter what happens in the end. We are on the right side of the coin. We are the light. We are representing righteousness. We need to remember that our hearts are very pure and we want the best for people. And if we stay in these ideas of guilt, in effect, we'll be allowing the oppressor to be winning. So from this video, I want you to try to slowly learn to stop the rumination, stop the worrying, stop connecting what it is that you've done. It doesn't matter what you've done. And I really mean that in terms of what they're accusing you of, what they are saying you're doing, what rumors, the vicious smear campaigns. I want you to just keep moving forward with your life in a positive way.